It's a pretty big match this week. Well, so, do you get the feeling that this is the bid for finals almost starts now? Like it's a pretty big home stretch now, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, as the course of the season goes on, you get more of an indication of where you sit and what it takes to make the finals as it gets closer. But we've known from round one what it takes to make the finals, and we're still in that mix. So it's not only this week that counts a lot. It's obviously our form over the remainder of the season, but really looking forward to this game against the Saints, who are been in really good form.
They were pretty unbelievable on the weekend. I guess they posed quite a few headaches for you guys, I guess, in the lead up.
Yeah, well, obviously not only their form on the weekend, but just what they've been building. They're a team that's been building for a number of years, and they're coming into a really good phase where they want to play finals footy and have a real crack at it. So that's why we're looking forward to the opportunity to take them on.
Can the season be viewed as success without making the finals?
There's a lot of different success measures. So we'll take all those into account, but we're really keen to play finals footy as soon as we can this year, if not this year, next year. But our focus is on really good footy for the remainder of the year, and come the end of the season, we'll find out where we're at.
Reflecting on Saturday's game, do you think it was a return to form completely, or do you still feel that there were some areas that weren't quite there?
I think I've said after most of our wins this year that we've still got a lot to work on, and that's the case. That hasn't really changed. We've played some really good footy. If you remember, great wins against Port Adelaide and Geelong and West Coast, but they were similar to the weekend, really solid wins, but we're still a team that haven't got everything exactly how we want it.
I know he played on, but Zach Merritt, is he all good?
He's good, yeah. No, he had no lingering effects at all.
How important a player has he become for you? You seem to really miss him when he was off for that period, and he seemed to make quite a difference when he came back on. Yeah, he's a talented young player coming through, but whenever you're one player short on the field, it does take its toll. But in terms of Zach, outstanding young player that we would love to have him out there consistently, and he's a good part of the blend in our midfield mix.
Did you think the 1 week suspension was adequate for Levi Greenwood?
Look, taking into account everything that I saw and the outcome for Zach, I think a 2-week suspension that he gets. He's got a good record, so he gets the credit of getting a discount on that, and I think that's probably about the mark.
What do you think about debuting Josh Begley on the weekend?
Been thinking about that for a while, absolutely we'll think about it again, and that will depend on how everyone else has pulled up from last week, and whether we want to make any changes going into this game. But Josh is I'm really keen to see him get an opportunity at some point.
Think he's ready?
Yeah, he's ready. There's no doubt about that.
What's impressed you about him always recently?
Well, he's a strong young man, but he's got a very good tank work ethic, and he's played his role in the VFL as a forward. He's really playing the role that we see. If he comes into our side, he'll add value to it straight away. So it's a credit to him. But he's obviously getting plenty of shots at goal, but he's creating opportunities. His tackling pressure is excellent. As I said, he's a strong marking player, strong-bodied player, but also got speed and endurance. So yeah, he's a good blend.
Is Jane Laverty up for selection yet?
Probably not quite. I'd say he would be. He'd probably cope with playing AFL now, but we think that he'll be best served with another hit out. Yeah.
Just David Zaharakis for me. At the start of the year, he seemed to be struggling quite a bit, but he's really hit back well. Have you viewed firstly the way he's hit back and just the kind of form that he's in?
Yeah, he's in good form, and there was a big change in his role from last year to this year again, and it took him a little while just to get clear on how he could get back playing his best footy for the team with our new lineup. We worked pretty clearly on that, and he's back playing his best footy.
And James Kelly, also, he's still playing really great football, and he's 34 years old. Is it? Do you sort of have to just wait and see how the season unfolds, or what his intention will be for next year, and your intentions?
Yeah, that's the case with several players on our list, and that's pretty much the case every year as well. So we haven't made any set decisions at this stage, and we probably won't unless a player comes to me and does what Luke Hodge did and says, I've made my decision, I'm not going on next year. But for where we're at the moment, we're assessing our list ongoing, and our decisions won't be made till later.
So on Zaka, how close is he, do you think, to recommitting to the club?
Again, I haven't actually asked recently, but that is ongoing. So I'd be comfortable that it's progressing well.
Confident that he'll be here next year?
I'm confident, yeah.
Yeah, the club's lost its last 10 Friday night games going back to early 2014. Is that a sort of added element, on the big stage in front of a national audience to finally get one?
No.
No?
No, we're motivated to play well, play good footy week in, week out. I'm of the view there is only one big stage, and that's the grand final. Every other game, you have to be able to get up and perform at your best, and if you don't, you get found out. And we've seen that happen to us and other clubs this year. But there will be a good crowd there, and that we won't be using that as any reason to do well. But in saying that, we've kicked a few goals this year with some of those quirky stats. Beating Collingwood twice in the same year for a fair while. I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
I had no idea of that until after the game, so I can't claim credit that I'd put that up on the whiteboard and said, here's the reason we want to win. But obviously Anzac Day was big for us, and we want to keep improving as a side, and as we do that, we'll keep winning in some of these situations that maybe we haven't in the past.
Which I know it was a very different lineup, obviously, for you last year, but Jack Stephen was pretty good against you guys last time. I think he had 40 touches or something. Did you put a bit of extra attention on him?
Not extra attention, no, but we're certainly aware of what he can do. I think it was the second game last year. They got us by a couple of goals. And Jack had a very good game, but our midfield performed really well as well. But it is quite a different scenario this year around. So we're certainly aware of not only Jack and other Jacks, but the talent that the Saints have.
Got a few of them.
They've got a few Jacks and a lot of talent. Yep.
No Tim Membry this week. That's obviously a nice added bonus. He's been in really good form recently.
Yeah, that's out of our control.
Yeah.
We don't sit there and hope every week that the opposition lose a player. So we know that they've got a good lineup out there, and we need to bring the same sort of attitude that we had last week.
Just a kind of random one, but not one of yours, but Luke Hodge obviously announcing his retirement yesterday as an opposition coach. I think, can you just give us a word on sort of what he's been like to come up against? And
well, as an opposition coach, but obviously only coach against him once or maybe twice a year, but as a fan of the game, he's been just an unbelievable footballer for Hawthorn, as a talent, but as a leader and courageous, hard player as well. So it's been an awesome career, been brilliant to watch and be up close to it.